3 HE Nade lineups for every map in CS2. HEs can be the best nades in Counter-Strike, but only if used correctly. Using lineups can allow you to deal insane damage and even get kills without seeing the enemy, giving the enemy no chance to kill you. If you're not sure you can trust me, I'm Louis, a 3000 ELO player on Faceit who competes in LAN events around the world. I added timestamps in the description below, so you can skip ahead or revisit any map that you like. So one nade that I know you guys have not seen before is the one for upper B from cat. So at the start of the round as a CT, you want to make the cat jump and come towards upper B, and you want to line up in the middle of this pole, and you want to aim at the bottom right of this light pole, and you're going to see that this nade is going to land directly into upper B. Now what's also cool about this nade is you can also throw anything else with it. You can throw a Molotov towards upper B to get a nice block, maybe if you think they're contacting B, or you could throw a flash up here to get a nice deep line for your opper to post up into apps, and anyone that is walking towards apps is going to be instantly blind. One of the best nades to throw on Mirage that's going to counter a lot of T's is the deep ramp nade. Now you can throw this safely where anyone from ramp actually doesn't see you, because a lot of times if you throw a bad molly, a T will love to come up here and sit behind the molly, or they're sitting down here below the molly trying to hold anyone peeking stairs or crossing. So what you can do at the start of the round is come over in this corner right here, and once you get settled in this corner, you want to aim at this shadow. You want to just running jump throw this HE into ramp, and you're going to see it's going to land right here, where T's are either going to be sitting on this ledge or they're going to be sitting down here waiting. And what's also cool about this nade lineup, you can also use it with a flashbang. So if you're on T side and you want free damage, one thing we need to think of is where are CTs most commonly going at the start of the round. And most of you guys probably know that the con player or the A player, if they want to play towards con, are going to be jumping this line almost every single round. The one thing that you can do as a T is you can check a nade towards stairs like this, or if you do have the best spawn, you can just come around and throw one over the stairs like this, so you're going to be dealing any damage. Now you can throw it a little bit better where you can just aim a little bit lower, and you're going to see that this nade is going to land exactly where they would be landing with their path towards connector. Now a CT on Dust 2, it's very meta to be dropping HEs in spawn, so if you have any extra nades, make sure you're dropping in spawn, and you want to do this because of this reason. If you know that the T's are on cat, you can just get to the left side of this box, aim at this antenna, and just throw as many nades as you want. So you can chuck a nade like that, go pick up another one, re-jump right up here on the box, and just throw as many nades as you can, and it will do a lot of damage, because a lot of times T's will hang out in this area, especially if they haven't cleared anything on cat yet, and you're going to be dealing so much damage that most likely you're either going to pepper down the T's health all the way to 50%, or you do so much damage that you're going to be able to get a kill while also doing damage to his other teammates and just allowing you a higher percentage to win the round. So on Dust 2, rushing B is really popular, but a lot of times people get mowed down by any CT that is playing close, just jiggling with a nade, or maybe they just have an MP9 and then they just spray you all down. When you are rushing B, just throw a nade off of this wall and it's going to land close. They do spot you and try to run away, they're going to be eating this nade. It's going to be dealing a lot of free easy damage, and it's also a counter that if you want to rush B on an eco as well, because a lot of times CTs will be playing close with pistols, and this will do a lot of good damage. So if they don't have armor, they're most likely going to just instantly die. And before we go over the rest of the maps, let me tell you about the Monkey. Skins Monkey is a CS2 skins trading site marketplace that provides an instant way to get new skins. The favorite thing about Skins Monkey is that I can trade skins that I no longer want and trade it for a skin that has equal value. If you use code LouisCS2, you get a $5 bonus on your first trade, and if you want to buy skins, you can get a 30% deposit bonus plus an extra 5% using my code. The link is down in the description. Thank you Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. So Train is one of the newer maps in the pool, but there's a lot of opportunities to get free damage with HEs, and one of the best ways is at the start of the round, you want to jump up on these boxes over here. You can break either both windows or just the right one, and you can aim on top of the second to the right window, and you can hit a nice jump throw nade. Now this nade is going to bounce off the top here and land where the T's are most likely running, and you're going to do a lot of good damage. Now this second nade is for the B players. Shout out all the B players on Train, because it's probably one of the most boring jobs out there on any map. And one thing you can do is save your nade at the start of the round, and you can eventually just timing nade into upper through this window right here by just shift walking and jump throwing, because a lot of teams are throwing a nade set from this corner right here or anywhere else along the wall trying to smoke off Z, or they're over here trying to molly off Summit from this position. And if you can timing this nade and read the round on what's happening, you're guaranteed a lot of easy damage. Now one cool nade that I do see a lot of pros throwing that I know you guys don't know the lineup to is the nade that only breaks one of these doors, which can trick your opponents into thinking that the door isn't actually open, or they think it's closed from whatever perspective they see it as. So if you start lower, you want to find this white little box and you want to aim at the pole to the left of it, and all you want to do is just left click your nade. It's going to land right in front of the door, but it's only going to break one, and this will allow you to do either fake sound cues, or it gives you the opportunity to spot like this. So on Nuke, you guys probably know that a lot of people love to get on top marsh and do outside, but what doesn't happen is people nading them. So what you guys should be doing at the start of the round is getting on this wall right here here. You just want to aim a little bit above the mini wall, or you can even aim at it. I like to aim a little bit more above and just simply left click throw this nade. This will do a free 50 damage on anyone trying to duel outside from top Twinkie, and it'll definitely scare them for later rounds that they'll be so scared that they won't even drop top mini anymore, and they'll just start to default more on the floor, which could help set up your opper towards outside for a lot of free picks. So on T side, out of spawn, you want to make sure that you're breaking these windows, and you can nade top silo for free, and you can do free damage on any CT trying to drop top hut, and the lineup is very simple for this as well. So when you come up the ladder, you just want to be aiming at this gray part right here. You want to run and then release once you get past this railing like this, and just do a jump throw, and this nade is going to do damage on anyone trying to jump onto top hut, and it's also going to slow them down as well. Now, as a CT on Inferno, there's a lot of easy nade spots, but there's a lot that I know you guys haven't seen. The one example of a good easy nade at the start of the round, which mostly works on eco, or if you notice the T's aren't mauling bedroom, you can just come up here and just throw a nade off this wall, and it's going to deal any damage on anyone trying to run up alt mid. Now, this is good free easy damage, but let's say you also get in bedroom early in the round and you notice that the round is playing out slow. That most likely means that there's probably a defaulter outside of apps just sitting here waiting for anyone to push. You can also throw a nade to do free damage as well. As long as you break this window, you can just chuck a nade over here on this wall, and it's going to deal any damage to any T that's trying to sit out here and wait for an aggressive push. Now, as a little bonus, a lot of you guys also know that CTs love to play inside of CT, either just jiggling with a smoke out, and it's hard to deal any damage with these guys because as soon as they spot you, if you try to peek them, they're going to start throwing their nades, or if there's an opera holding you and you peek out trying to nade them like this, chances are you're going to die. So you can actually get on top of half wall like this, and if you try to find the gap where CT is, you just want to aim somewhere on the wall and just shift walk and jump throw, and this will land a nade right into CT. Now, a lot of you guys know that T's love to jump into Mexi at the start of the round, or at least swing to this cubby right here and try to get a nice peek on any CTs trying to aggress towards mid. So one way that we can counter this is at the start of the round, if we decide to ever smoke mid because maybe we're playing a 2A setup, you can actually line up a nade that lands into Mexi. If you just aim at this mark on the wall right here, hold your D key and release once you pass this wall, you'll get a grenade that lands directly into Mexi. So as you can see here, I'm going to run through this nade across the wall, and it's going to land directly into Mexi. So if there's a T sitting in Mexico holding for me to peek towards mid, I'm going to land free 50 damage on this guy. Now, one common positions for T's to play on Anubis is getting in this little spot right here, which my team calls Siren. And one easy way you can nade this is by simply just listening at the start of the round if anyone is defaulting towards A, or maybe you get a nice sound indication that there is water noise, so he might be trying to get in this position. And to throw this nade, if you want to deal free damage, you just want to line up the rail with the shingles and just simply left click the nade, and it'll bounce down on top of him. So if he is standing in this position, it will do some free damage, and it's also going to scare him off a little bit. Another way you know to throw this nade as well is if you hear someone start to throw the aim main nades, because most of the time they're going to smoke and then molly. So all you have to hear is the release of the smoke, and then once you hear that, you can simply just run over here and just throw this nade and get some nice free easy damage whoever's defaulting outside of A. Now, since we're talking about nading top E box, we could also do it from outside B, so you could do it at the same time with your teammate. You just want to line up on this line right here, and at this column that is right above the head, you just want to go up to where the shadow is and then just jump throw this nade. This will land right here towards top E box. So even if you throw this nade first and back this guy up from E box to try to get away from the nade, he could easily eat this other nade from your teammate as well, which will guarantee a lot of free damage and almost guarantee you E box control, because this guy will have to respect how much low health he is. He's going to have to fall all the way back and start to play safe. Now, on T side Anubis, it's really important to take E box control in almost every single round, or at least pressure it. And one thing that catches a lot of people off guard is a CT up here jiggling with a molly, either from the top side or from the bottom side. There's actually an easy way to deal free damage on the person that is spotting like that, just by simply going into this corner right here, and there's this nice little triangle. You just want to aim to the left side of the highest point, and you're just going to run and jump throw. This nade is going to land exactly in the doorway where a CT would be spotting, and you can use this to take E-box because he's going to be falling away from the nade. So most of you guys know the meta on Ancient is to smoke elbow as a CT. And what this smoke does, it lets T sit outside of the smoke and line up any mollies or flashes that they need to throw to retake mid. So in order to counter what the T's are doing, at the start of the round, if you know nothing is out mid, you can just come out here on the wall. You pretty much want to line up the plant with this gap, aim below it all the way almost towards the ground, and just shift and jump throw, and the nade's going to land where a lot of T's will be hanging around. Either they're sitting here waiting to line up a house smoke, or they're waiting to just flash their teammates out mid. This is a really good nade just to deal any damage on anyone defaulting outside of elbow. Now over on T side, since we just talked about the meta with smoking elbow and how the CTs are going to probably be running down mid to take the bottom mid space, what you can do at the start of the round down is literally just run up on this wall. You can aim anywhere like on the shadow or anywhere more to the right, wherever you think might actually be good, and you can just jump through a nade and it's going to land in the air like this. But the reason it lands like this is because people are jumping right here and they're going over towards elbow. So this nade is kind of like the nuke one on the back silo, where you're going to slow this player down while doing damage, so he's going to lose all of his momentum. So one of the best nades on Ancient is to nade anyone playing towards long, because we know a lot of oppers like to sit here and be posted, or someone may be sitting here trying to hold cave. In order to nade this guy and make your executes a lot easier to take the site, you just want to get on the tarp right here and you want to aim for the nade to go through this hole. So the way I do it is I just aim in between these smudges right here, and as you can see on my trajectory, I'm going to be going through the little hole, and then I can either run through or shift to walk through this. As you can see, the shift walk goes to about this cubby here, which would nade anyone trying to play for cave or anyone posted towards long. Or if you run through the nade, it's going to hit anyone back here playing in this position, which I think is really good because you actually have options for this nade on where you want it to hit. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the ultimate pistol round guide by clicking the video on screen now.